everyone, welcome back to Filmscination. I review movies from old to new, and today's pick is Old, directed by Night Shyamalan, if I said that right. And I'm not here to say watch this movie, more to explain why it failed at the box office and every platform. Basically, I just want to have my own rant, even though everyone says the same thing. And full warning, there will be spoilers all over this video. Like, if you really want to see this movie, click out of the video. But trust, you don't want to waste your time. I mean, it's not the worst movie ever to be made, but you could spend your time watching something better, more enjoyable. All right, so let's get to it. The storyline is about a family going to this wonderful holiday, ending up in finding a secluded beach all of a sudden. As they are relaxing, they start figuring out that each of them is getting old, like really, really, really quite old. And basically, they potentially die in a day, and if you are young, 2 day tops. Sounds pretty interesting to watch, right? Maybe about the 10 minutes into the movie, I was already noticing a lot of like monotone lines. But I really wanted to see if, the language got better or at least the action of it could help. And here are the top 3 reasons why it failed in my aspect. Number 1, I'm gonna start with some positive things. Like the director did well on like not having to show the kids right away from shying the camera up, because like until they look like the right time. And I'm glad they didn't use like CGI because it would have been horrible. And as well, like trying many different camera angles because I mean, it's the director. He is very much known to be unique in his style of directing and sometimes putting himself into the movie. But now, with the pointers of why it didn't do so well, the camera angles were like if some little kid was holding damn grandma who doesn't not know about personal space, wanting to see every wrinkle about you. Since this is about the kids or the adults aging, the director really wanted us to see they are getting old. Like he said, look. Look. Which is interesting to like way to use them, but man, it was so much overdone throughout the whole movie. And some of the turns like he used on some shots gave me like motion sickness. If that was his point, well, congrats to him. I don't know. He accomplished it. In a way, I don't know how fucking idea. I was utterly confused in his decisions, felt very much forced to tell the audience about the story. So, yeah. Number 2, the characters. Let's start by acknowledging like all sorts of stereotypes. And we have Crystal, a young model, basically married to a more mature man who this is a doctor. Wow, shocker. His name is Charles, and they have a daughter named Kara who is sweet and very naive. Well, of course, their nightmares would be for Crystal, who is scared of getting old, and she was in the wrong place basically, so no idea how she fits into the whole experiment idea. And Charles, a renowned doctor who has dementia, I think, basically. And we got a nurse named Jaren and his wife Patricia. And again, I have no idea what the nurse had to do with anything. Again, with the experiment. But Patricia, I understand she has seizures, so alright. And we have a rapper who's been on the beach before even the group arrived, and he has some bleeding disorder. Again, I can't recall who had what exactly because I was so lost trying to figure out whether to keep watching this movie or just, walk away. And then we have the actual main characters, the family, and we came to watch and figure out their darkest secrets. Guy, who's the dad, who is very analytical character, his wife Francisca, who again was kind of like them, and their kids who survived the island, Trent and Maddox. So the first few people I mentioned are the ones that kept me into the story, honestly. For one, it was the acting, but as well, their characters had more drama. The parents that, like, I just couldn't believe them. Like, I have seen the actors in other stuff, which they do a very good job, but what the fuck happened here? They feel so lifeless, and I guess if that's what the director wanted, well, again, he accomplished it. And the reason they came to this beach is for the mom and the dad to spend one more good vacation with the kids before telling them that she has a tumor and she basically cheated on her husband. And they that as much as drama there is behind their story, which honestly it just could have just done with the tumor situation and not the cheating scandal. Like what the fuck? And even when the mom was talking, there was no emotion about it. The scripted lines were so monotone, it was plain, boring, and on top of it, so many stupid questions were asked. Like, for example, in this scene, something says, "Something's wrong with my kids. Can you look at them?" Well, it doesn't take a doctor to guess that. They fucking grew up. Or the nurse asking everyone, the group huddle, like, who can swim out to the ocean with the currents? Like, what the fuck? The only thing that was actually funny was when the kids became teenagers and didn't understand, the hormonal parts, their urges. And Cara, the smallest of the children, becomes pregnant by Trent. And Trent is like, I thought it took 10 times to get someone pregnant and not once. So honestly, that was the most naive thing because there is many who think that way still. And point is, the characters made it very difficult to like get a good grasp on this. And with a change of actors or more like script, would have done so much better. And there were no emotions behind it all. So number three, the ending. As I mentioned, there's a reason why they were on the beach, and it's because of the illness they carried. Well, it was all about saving the world, basically. This whole resort was just a trap to pick a certain members to go on this experiment without them really knowing what they're going to a secluded beach for. And there's only one way out by exiting the corals. Otherwise, if you try to go on the other way, you'll just black out or die trying to get out. And there was a secret organization behind all this, figuring out how to cure certain, diseases by giving them like members like some type of like drink that can cure them, which is I don't know. It always seems familiar from Cabin in the Woods, where they find out it was all a game in order to save the world. But that movie did so much better. And things that question was, for example, Priska having a tumor, then getting fucking huge, ends up feeling fine, but dies out of old age. Like, what the fuck? Damn, could have pulled her out of the experiment. She survived. But I get it. They cannot have no witnesses. And I see the reason why it was a twist. But I just started to ask, like, what the fuck did the kids have to do with anything? Like, why wouldn't you just take the ones that are sick? My only answer as to why the kids were there in the first place is simply for the story, nothing else. They had only one purpose, and that's to live and get to the cops to discover this horrible experiment, and they get to live happily ever after. No idea how. Old offers, not much to expect. Yes, could spark an interesting conversation with others, especially for those who like this movie. And I am giving Old a 2 out of 5. Interesting concept, but badly executed. So I very much appreciate you guys for watching this movie review. If you guys want to see more, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this movie. or what, because yeah. So anyways, thank you guys very much. Have a nice day, and I'll see you guys next time.